They don't want a positive role model to be Mr. Tate. They don't want him to influence children and make men out of boys. They don't want him to do that because they want to make women out of boys. That's the problem. Hello, welcome back. I'm still trying to work out why Andrew Tate got banned, and I'm trying to work out if it's even worth me uploading my videos to YouTube anymore. Because I share a lot of opinions with him. Do I agree with everything Mr. Tate says? No. Do I agree with everything anybody says? No. So he was never going to fit in that box, was he? And I do agree with a lot of what he says, and I can't for the life of me work out why he got banned. I mean, I understand that we live in a world of cancel culture and everybody likes to be offended, and if you offend me you have to be shut down and so on. I understand that, but for them to do it in a legal manner is a different question. Like, I can understand the motivation for it. I can understand why they wanted to get rid of him, but I don't understand what grounds they've actually got rid of him on. And as far as I'm aware, Andrew doesn't even know why he's been banned. And from what I can see, it's just because he's saying opinions. Like, the majority of people that I know agree with Mr. Tate. The majority of them. He says it in some very outlandish ways, and he likes to antagonize people, but that's just because he's a genius of marketing. If you can't see the stage, you can't see the game he's playing, so you see it in a different light. He's 4 steps ahead. He wanted this to happen. But I don't think he thinks it was going to happen this soon. This happened really, really suddenly out of nowhere, and it's massive as well. It's across everything. He'll explain in this interview. It's like even things like Stripe. I'm a web developer. Stripe's a payment system. Like, even they've banned him. Like, just out of nowhere. Like, what terms of service did Andrew Tate break with Stripe or PayPal? Like, I can understand if Facebook want to try and get him in with some like seedy legalese, and they want to try and say, oh well, you broke this clause of this bit. I can understand if they're going to try and get him with that. But for so many things to ban him at once, all at the same time, all of the switches to get flicked simultaneously, like one breaker switch got switched and then all of the fuses went off at the same time. For something like that to happen, for no reason, legally, it should scare us all. And this is why I'm debating if I should even upload to YouTube anymore, because Russell Brand's just had one of his videos taken down, and he's very careful. He tries to tiptoe around and he tries to not do anything. And as soon as he steps out of line once, he gets removed, and then it's just, yeah, the mass migration to Rumble is happening. If you're not subscribed to me here, at least go and subscribe to me on Rumble, because I'm going to keep talking about this madness that the libs are going on about. Like, in my mind, I'm just defending the children. You can do what you want as an adult and stuff, but it's when I'm sticking up for the kids, because I'm going to be a father one day, and when I am a father, I don't want this to happen to my children. But I digress anyway. So let's get into this, and I'll just let Mr. Tate explain in his own words exactly what happened, and then I'll have a little chinwag after.
So let's get right into it. So this banning happens, and we've had a lot of different people in the past get banned. I'll read some of the people on why they got banned.
Sure.
And I think the first question we want to get into is what everybody wants to know. No one still knows. Everything is pure speculation. Trump got banned on all social because of the insurrection.
Yep.
See, that's where I think it started, because I can't remember who it was, but I saw somebody say that cancel culture is it's the preparation for seeing if we can erase people. It's the first step. So we can't just outright assassinate people. We can't just murder people. If someone shot Trump, it would have probably galvanized Trump's supporters. And then conversely now, if somebody shoots Biden, if Biden gets assassinated, chances are it could make his camp stronger. So we can't just kill people. But what if we just try and get rid of them socially? Don't harm them, but just remove all of their ability to make money and to interact in society, because we know that we need each other. And this is like a dry run for rubbing people out. Like, that's what cancel culture is. If the natural progression is 20 years ago, it wasn't okay to cancel somebody for an opinion. Now it is okay to cancel somebody for an opinion. In 40 years' time, you might be able to cancel someone for a belief. Do you know what I mean? And it might get a bit worse. But this is where it starts, and it started with Trump. He was the first big main public figure to be properly banned like this, and then he's going to keep going.
Alex Jones promoting and inciting violence, whether it's Sandy Hook, whether it's Pizzagate. Eventually, they just said, we got to kind of cut this off.
Yep.
Milo Yiannopoulos got banned in 2016 from Twitter for inciting harassment of SNL and Ghostbuster star Leslie Jones. Louis Farrakhan was banned for anti-Semitism comments spreading hate.
Yep.
Rob Kardashian was banned in 2017 for a revenge porn picture of his ex-girlfriend, Blac Chyna. Kanye West was banned.
To be fair, I agree with the revenge porn banning, because that's not a banning because they broke terms of service. Like, that's illegal. It's illegal to do that to people. You're not supposed to do that to people, because there has to be you have to sign contracts and all sorts of stuff to be able to release that, and it's a legal thing. You can sue people. It depends where you are. So I sort of agree with that. But the rest of them, like, if somebody's saying some nasty things, it makes them easy to dodge. Like, for me to have freedom of speech, I have to risk being able to offend you. If I didn't have the ability to offend you, I wouldn't be able to think freely. My thoughts would be constrained with paranoia of everybody else's opinions of my thoughts, and they would be curtailed and curbed by this. So in order for us to be an innovative species, in order for me to talk into a camera and a microphone right now, we had to disagree with each other. Disagreements had to have occurred for us to get to this point. And if we completely remove the ability to disagree with each other, we're going to like over sanitize society, and we're not going to be able to get anything done. We're not going to be able to get anything done.
Banned temporarily for repeated posts that threatened both Kim and Pete Davidson.
Yep.
Rihanna got banned because they called it inciting horniness, believe it or not. That's what it was called. And for posting a topless photo of herself. Then she later on came back on. Rose McGowan.
Now the topless photo of herself. This is where I'm trying to get rid of all the frivolous stuff and actually talk about what's real. Okay, the terms of service are the things that you have to obey. Okay, so if they want to get rid of you and you've broken those, you haven't got a leg to stand on. So when Riri posted with her tartars out, she probably broke terms of service there. So that's fair enough. I understand that. I might not agree with it, but I understand it. If somebody says to you, don't do this or I will do this, and then you proceed to do it, I've got no sympathy for you. But in the case of Mr. Tate, what did he do? What did he do? What's he done or what's he said that's been against the terms of service? Because nobody can point to it. Nobody can point to it. And like, even if, like, just because I agree with a lot of what he says, that has nothing to do with my argument here. Even if I fucking despised this man, even if I hated him, right? Even if he didn't say water like me, right? Even if I hated him, my argument is still valid. Even if you think this man is a fucking piece of shit, even if you wholeheartedly believe that, the argument is still valid. What did he do wrong? You can't just ban people and get rid of them because they say things that upset you. This is the path that we seem to be travelling down. And I'm glad that he's doing this because he's brought so much light onto this problem. He has.
Got banned in 2017 off Twitter for calling out Ben Affleck for his business relationship with Harvey Weinstein, and that lasted 12 hours. Chelsea Handler in 2014 for posting a nude picture. Many were upset when she did that, but she did post it. Marjorie Taylor Greene got banned in 2022 for repeated tweets in which she shared false and dangerous info about COVID-19.
Oh, false and dangerous.
That's what they called it.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's very interesting.
And then PewDiePie was banned from Twitter for making a joke about ISIS. Okay. So why did Andrew Tate get banned?
They did not tell me. They did not send me an email, no correspondence. I certainly didn't break terms of service. I guess that's why they couldn't send me an email and explain why. Nobody told me, whether it was YouTube that banned me or Meta that banned me. They banned me instantly and forever without any kind of correspondence. They've not told me why. They've not told anyone what I did. The media machine, in synchronization with the ban, we can call that coincidence if you want to believe in such things, came out with some kind of bullshit explanation that I'm misogynistic or some garbage. But the actual social media companies themselves provided no explanation at all, no correspondence at all. They just deleted me. That was it.
Now, are you doing anything about it? Are you know?
So he doesn't know what happened. So he goes on the internet, he espouses beliefs that he has, which are literally just beliefs. That's all they are, beliefs. These are thoughts generated in his mind, which he thought, you know what, I'm going to speak these. That's all they are. And they've tried to destroy his life. They've tried to destroy his life. So the reason that this should freak you and I out, humble viewer, is because you and I are mere peasants. He might be a lord. He's definitely not royalty, but he's up there. He's got some land. He's a landowner. He's more privileged than we are, and they're still trying to do it to him. So you and I, what do we have to do? We have to keep our fucking mouth shut and just go along with all this madness that they're trying to put out there. And the feminist agenda, the way that women are these days, it's destroying society. Like, there's lots of stuff that we can talk about how feminism lied to women. The woman who wrote lots of articles, I think it was for Vogue or whatever it was, and a magazine for women in America. She was out there lying, and she was making stories up and inventing authority figures to make them seem legit, and lying to women, saying that they're going to have a career and all that, and it'll be better for them, and you're just as good as a man. And now look at what feminism has done for us. The West is absolutely crumbling. I'll give you a quick comparison, right? You've got America saying that men are women and women are men, and you can do anything you want, and we're all ambiguous, and there's no gender binary. That's what they're saying, right? And China has banned feminine men from the television. So you've got drag queens at children's shows, right, in America, and then drag queens being completely illegal in China. So you've got toxic masculinity in China trying to maintain traditionality, and then you've got the West crumbling, falling apart, where we've now got perverted clowns for children. But yeah, I just wanted to drop my 2 cents on this, because Mr. Tate's been flying around the internet for a while now, and he is amusing. He's a very good marketer, because he's amusing. He says things that are slightly tongue-in-cheek, but mostly true. Like, a lot of the times he says something, and like, I just go, yeah, like, what's new? I know this. And I'm not disagreeing with him. And then I'm seeing everybody else saying that way of thinking is wrong and toxic and bad for us, and it's going to destroy society, and he's a chauvinist, and he's a misogynist, and he's a sexist, and a sex trafficker, and all this shit. But he's not. He's got no criminal record for any of these crimes. These are the things that they're trying to slur him with, trying to stick him with these labels, hoping that they can get him beaten down and get him to quit. But I don't think he's going to quit. He's got the body of an athlete, the mind of a stoic, and the spirit of a warrior, which is what all men should have. I'm working on the athlete's body, but I've got the spirit of a warrior, and I'm fucking smart as you like. Do you know what I mean? So I'm working on the athlete's body, but for a role model like that, because it's too late for him to be a role model for me. I don't know how old he is. I'm 30, so he's only like 5 or 6 years older than me. If anything, I'd be one of his youngers. But like, I wouldn't see him as a role model like a child would. But for an 18-year-old lad to see Andrew Tate and think, but Jesus, that's what a dude should be like. Like, it's a good thing, and they don't want that to happen. They don't want a positive role model to be Mr. Tate. They don't want him to influence children and make men out of boys. They don't want him to do that, because they want to make women out of boys. That's the problem. Peace.